Good morning. It is Tuesday, March the 16th, and I want to read from Psalm 63, verse 6. It says this: When I remember thee on my bed, I meditate on thee in the night watches. For thou hast been my help, and in the shadow of thy wings I sing for joy. Now, depending on how one views the calendar, there is something called the winter solstice, and it usually happens around 21st, 22nd of the month of December. Now, what happens in that moment, we may not notice it right off, but that is when the days finally begin to get a little bit longer and the nights get just a little bit shorter. And honestly, it's the beginning of the march toward spring. It's the beginning of the march toward when we have a lot more daylight than we do darkness. Now, from a spiritual point of view, so many times we get into these times of darkness in our lives where nothing seems to be going right. Everything seems to be going wrong. And the one thing that we long for is this spiritual solstice, this time when we finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. We finally go over that tipping point to where maybe it's going to feel like we can make it, it's going to be sooner till we make it past this problem that we're dealing with than being in the middle of it. We finally see that light of joy at the end of the tunnel, no matter how small of a pinhole it may be. The psalmist David, in our passage from this morning, says that he thinks about God constantly. When he goes to sleep, he meditates on him every time during the day, and he watches the progression of the night as he thinks about the Lord. No doubt David had plenty of things that went wrong in his life, and periods of war, and periods of hiding, and periods of difficulty. And through it all, he asked God to walk through him in those stages of life. Remember who God is as you go through this time of darkness in your life, if you happen to be right now. Think about what he has done for you. And sooner or later, you too will experience a spiritual solstice and come out on the other side. I hope you have a great day. We'll see you again tomorrow.